This Saturday, April 3rd at 3 p.m. at Knox United Church, Manitoba's foremost women's choir, Esprit will take to the stage to perform a concert of 20th and 21st century works for women's chorus. The concert is called Incandescent, and it is a fitting description of the ethereal sounds that Esprit will create this Saturday. This concert features no less than 3 works commissioned by Esprit, including the premiere of a brand new work by Winnipeg composer Neil Wiesenthal. And joining me here in the Classic 107 studios, I am joined by Valdine Anderson, the director of Esprit. Hi, Valdine. It's nice to have you here.
It's great to be here, Chris.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things I was doing when I was preparing for this interview was I was looking at the interview you and I did back in December when you had the holiday concert.
Right.
And we were talking about the fact that the choir is sitting socially distanced. And you actually thought that in some ways it was better for the choir just because the members of the choir had to rely more on their part independence. Is that still going to be the case for this Saturday's concert?
Yeah, we are still trying to take some precautions. Everybody is still very careful and has their own sort of space. We certainly wear masks as soon as we at all times until we start singing, and at that point, it's just. It's just better without the mask when you're singing. So, But when we're moving around and coming off stage or coming on stage, we'll have the masks on. So,
one of the things that really struck me when I saw the program for the concert is that you're going to be doing music of the African-American composer Florence Price.
Yes.
Simon and I, both of us here at the station, are huge fans of her music. And I've always wondered, did she write choral music? Because I'd actually love to program some for Simon on a Sunday morning show. And there you have it. There is a piece of hers on the program. Can you talk about this piece by Florence Price?
I can. And I actually have to tell you that the first time I heard Florence Price was on your radio station. And I thought, oh my goodness, it's a really cool piece. She wrote mainly around the 1930s or so. And it was... she's got kind of a traditional style, but there's this syncopation and this kind of hominess about it. Maybe it's her southern roots, I'm not sure, but this is an adorable piece about 2 minutes long called The Moon Bridge, and it's just a little fairy story, and it's sent for 3-part women's voices, absolutely adorable harmonies, and just tells a little story, and the next thing you know, it's over. And it's cute.
How did you discover the piece?
I heard it. I heard a choir sing it about 2 years ago, and I thought that would really suit my choir. And then I heard one of her symphonies on your station, and I thought, I'm going to look into this a little bit. And it's not, this little choral piece is not done very often, but I'm hoping maybe we can start a new movement. I don't know.
Yeah, she's like, as I was saying, Simon and I are big fans of her music. Yeah. There are 3 works on the program that were written specifically for the choir. I want to start with the Glenn Sullivan piece, the songs from the Firmament. What can you tell us about these pieces, and can you maybe talk a little bit about the origin? Glenn Sullivan, I think, is from Vancouver, right? How did you know about him?
It's a funny story. I taught his niece voice lessons, just a young girl, and he wrote her 2 songs based on Emily Dickinson's works, and they were beautiful. And I asked him if he would consider writing something for my choir, which he did, and we premiered the work in Vancouver at the Tapestry International Women's Festival, Choral Festival, and he was there in attendance, and it went very well. So I thought, well, we'll perform a portion of these. There's a beautiful piano interlude between the 2 songs, and so we're going to do the piano interlude and the second song for the concert. And it's they're very lovely, and of course the poetry is beautiful. So
what is it like? Like, is it like rhythmically? What's it like, and what are the textures like?
The texture is complex and lush at the same time. It's got a little bit of edginess to it. Is very beautiful. It's actually, I find it introspective, to be honest with you. And the piano solo beforehand is moody, so it's a nice contrast to our opening number, which is Gwyneth Walker's "I Thank You God," which is big and bombastic and fabulous. So I think it's going to be nice.
Another piece on the program is a piece by Winnipeg composer David R. Scott, and another piece that was written for Esprit de Choeur. You're going to be doing selections from the White Field. What can you tell us about this piece?
This was a really interesting collaboration between David and a poet in Iceland. And David is really liked the poetry, and so he had it translated and wrote 5 songs based on these poems, half in English and half in Icelandic. We took it to Iceland in 2018 and premiered them in Harpa at the big concert hall in Reykjavik. And so on Saturday, we're going to perform 3 of the songs.
I've always wondered, what's Icelandic like to sing? It's a unusual language.
It's Germanic kind of in its sound, and lovely to sing, really. So if you can just get your tongue around all those THs. So.
The last work that was written for Esprit de Choeur was this brand new work by Neil Wiesenthal, his piece Incandescent, which is how the concert takes its name. What is this piece like? And I'm also wondering if the composition and performance of Incandescence was postponed or held up anyway because of COVID?
Not at all. We are just so lucky that we approached Neil about this a little while back, actually, and he's been quite busy with his production of Louis Riel, writing and workshopping that. This just kind of worked out that it was ready for us in early January, and we started working on it then, and it's ready now. This piece is in 3 movements, and it's really celebrating the legacy of grandmothers and women through the generations. So it's kind of cool that way, and it has a really neat arc to it, the 3 movements, so kind of past, present, and future. So
Where is the text from?
the text is written by his partner, Rachel Landrecht. So this is a real homegrown kind of operation, and it really has that feel to it. They're beautifully set words, and just something so spontaneous about it as well. So.
Amazing. There are extra musicians on Saturday afternoon's concert. Most notably, you've brought to Winnipeg the amazing organist, Sarah Svensson. Quite a coup for the choir. How did you get her to come to Winnipeg? And can you talk about some of the pieces that she's going to be performing on?
Yes, I can. Well, Sarah is actually, she was the impetus for this new work by Neil. The work is for virtuosic organ and pipe organ and women's choir. And we approached her with that in mind. I knew about her from her performances with the Winnipeg Symphony. She'd done the Poulenc organ concerto a few years back.
Right.
And she's so wonderful, but she's also of this generation now that has made the pipe organ a cool instrument. So it's really neat. All these young people who are just going, look at this is like a toy. You know, there's so many options for it. So she brings this kind of youth and vivacity to this instrument, and so it's going to be really fun to collaborate with her. I think she's excited to do a work that isn't church-based as well, because often that instrument can get pigeonholed. So,
Right.
so that was the sort of impetus of that invitation. And Sarah is a doctoral candidate at the U of T right now for her organ performances. So she is performing a number of works for us in the program. She's performing a short work by Nadia Boulanger. Another work is just a medley of Duke Ellington tunes, which would be really fun on the pipe organ.
Sure.
And some Bach. So it's we're just thrilled that the timing worked out, that she's got all this repertoire at her fingertips, and that she wants to share them with us. So,
Mm-hmm. Can you talk about the other 3 musicians on the program? You've got a cellist, percussionist, and pianist as well, right?
Yes, Rachel Dick is our collaborative pianist for Esprit, and she's wonderful. She's just part of the family, really. But of course, she plays beautifully and is a solo artist in her own right. We're finishing our program with a piece by Sarah Cortell, the Canadian composer. And it's a movement from her big work called Snow Angel. And we have Stephen Howes on percussion, and we have Patricia Venucci, who is a master's student at the University of Manitoba, on cello. So that will be that's our big finale, and we are inviting alumni because we're celebrating Esprit's 10th anniversary in this concert. So,
Wonderful.
so it's the whole thing's come together really really nicely, and I have to say it's been a treat to consider doing the concert at Knox United Church because this is where my father was a longtime organist, and
Oh, wow.
Sarah will be performing on what was, I guess, an honorary title, the Barry Anderson organ. So it's for me, it's great. It was actually the idea was to commission a work dedicated to my dad. So the whole thing's come kind of full circle and really worked out really well.
Yeah, and I've done a couple gigs at Knox United, and the acoustics there are it's I love that church. It's the acoustics are wonderful. Have you guys had a chance to rehearse there at all?
We're going there tomorrow night, and I know it's going to be a thrill for the choir. So you're right; it's a beautiful acoustic. So.
And lovely interior as well. All that dark wood and the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just massive. Really, just a cathedral inside. So it should be a wonderful experience for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Where can people get tickets?
They can get tickets at Eventbrite. Tickets are at the door as well. And of course, I'm sure chorus members can offer tickets as well, but that's how we're doing the tickets.
And for our Classic 107 listeners, one of the things I will do is I will embed a direct link to the Eventbrite site in the article that'll be up on classic107.com. Valdine, the concert sounds like it is going to be really, really something special. It is, as I was saying earlier, Knox United has phenomenal acoustics. I'm sure Esprit de Coeur is going to sound just amazing there on Saturday at 3. All the best this weekend, and thanks so much for stopping by our Classic 107 studios and chatting.
Thanks for having me, Chris.